4 million soldiers stand in the mud, heavily armed, staring each other down. Here, epic poetry usually gives way to a massive cavalry charge. The field of Kurukshetra is packed to the horizon. Millions of infantrymen, chariots, and war elephants are gathered here, weapons drawn, waiting for a signal to begin the slaughter. But that signal never comes. Instead of the anticipated clash of bronze and iron, the opening moments of the text deliver an unbroken silence. There is a vacuum of action, replaced by a creeping hesitation. Before this epic explores the nature of the cosmos, or the cycle of life and death, it stops to dissect a specific, human anxiety. The story is actually being relayed miles away from the front line. Dhritarashtra, the physically blind king, sits in his palace asking his visionary scribe, Sanjaya, for a real-time status update on the armies. The king's question is blunt. What did they do? He knows his men and the opposing Pandava forces are assembled. He is expecting a report of immediate bloodshed. He refers to the battlefield as Dharmakshetra, the field of righteousness. That single word elevates a territorial dispute between rival cousins into a moral reckoning. Framing the conflict this way sets up the impending war as a stress test. The weapons are real, but the true battle is a measure of duty under pressure. The answer to the king's question arrives in verse 1.2, sidestepping the expectation of violence. The first real action of the war is an act of quiet, anxious observation. Duryodhana, the aggressor who pushed for this war, stands at the front lines. The verse tells us he is actively looking out, drishtva, scanning the opposing Pandava forces. Duryodhana sees a highly structured, interlocking geometric phalanx. This Nhythm signals intense discipline. A formation requiring months of drill proves the enemy is far more capable than anticipated. That realization immediately starts the erosion of his confidence. While his father in the palace is physically blind, Duryodhana sees the tactical threat perfectly. This clear, unobstructed sight is the trigger for his internal panic. The first move of this war happens in the mind. A rigid, silent display of discipline mentally compromises a leader before a weapon is drawn. The second half of verse 1.2 details how Duryodhana reacts to this wall of soldiers. Standard military protocol is clear. A king facing a tactical threat must pull his supreme military commander aside to quickly adapt their strategy. This chart shows the expected path from king to commander. But Duryodhana bypasses his general, making an erratic detour to his childhood teacher. This detour reveals a king seeking psychological comfort, prioritizing emotional stability over his general's tactical advice. Drona taught these lethal martial arts to warriors on both sides of the battlefield. Duryodhana seeks refuge with the man responsible for the skills he now fears. By bypassing his commander, Duryodhana proves his royal ego has fractured. His royal title is useless against the crushing reality of the battlefield. This moment of tactical panic connects to the broader philosophical purpose of the text. Duryodhana's tactical panic foreshadows the way Arjuna's resolve will fail him just moments later. Their coping mechanisms are different. Duryodhana rationalizes his fear by talking to his old tutor, while Arjuna will drop his weapons and surrender to his despair. These parallel psychological crises redefine the stakes of the conflict. The fight for territory is sidelined by a battle for the mind. The initial framing from verse 1.1, the test of righteousness, can only be fought internally. Before offering any cosmic wisdom, the text forces the audience to witness human fragility in the face of crisis. No matter how vast the armies or how righteous the cause, every conflict begins with a solitary human mind struggling to